Welcome back to the Active Kids Show. My name's Heidi, and my good friend Casey. This weekend something special is happening. What was that?
That's fine.
Okay, let's start again. Hey friends, welcome back to the Active Kids Show. My name is Heidi, and this is my good friend Casey.
Hey friends.
Something cool is happening this weekend. What? It's Valentine's Day! Happy Valentine's Day, you guys!
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
So Valentine's is often about candy, right? When you give somebody a Valentine, often you attach a candy to it or something. So, Casey, I want to ask you, what is your favorite Valentine candy?
That is a tough question, Heidi, but I would have to go.
Mine.
I will have to go with those little heart sweet tart candies.
Not the conversation ones that say something.
No, not the chalky ones that are
Yeah.
gross, but the ones that are just, they're sweet tarts in the shape of a heart.
Yeah, those are good.
They're
I
so
would agree with
delicious.
that.
They cut the roof of my mouth because I eat too many of them.
Okay,
but,
okay.
Delicious candy. I love those.
That's a good one. Mine isn't as much a candy as it is a chocolate dipped strawberry.
Ooh.
Oh, I love chocolate dipped strawberries, so that would be my pick. But I don't know that I've ever gotten that as a Valentine from somebody.
Oh, what's that? What's Keith doing?
Talk to him, okay?
Keith, if you're watching this, you know what to get. All right, friends, it's time for worship. We have an awesome show planned for you. That starts with some fun worship. So go ahead and stand to your feet, get ready to sing and dance, and have some fun.
Let's do it.
Is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your light is burning through the shadows. I see the truth. There is nothing to fear. Your word, your way, your promise everlasting. Over and over, I see your hand. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your name, a tower in the battle. You are here, we have nothing to fear. Your voice, my river in the desert. Over and over, I see your hand. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. We are your own.
Hey friends, our memory verse this month is found in Colossians 3:12. You are God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercies and kindness as if they were your clothes. Do not be proud. Be gentle and patient. Colossians 3:12. You guys, let's do it again. You are God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercies and kindness as if they were your clothes. Do not be proud. Be gentle and patient. Colossians 3:12. Hey friends, so glad you're back with us again this week. We're still in our series called Superfan, cheering each other on, and we're talking about kindness. Last week, Pastor Casey talked about being kind to our friends, and this week we're going to be talking about being kind to our family. And sometimes that's the hardest, right? Because maybe we're always with them, they're the closest to us, they know us the best, and sometimes that means we forget to use our kindness and use that superpower that we all have. Well, guess what? There's a really cool story in the Bible, in the book of Ruth, that shows us a great example of how to be kind to your family. This story begins with Naomi. Now, Naomi lived in a land with her husband and her 2 sons that didn't have enough food. Like, they were running out of food. They thought, man, let's get out of this place, because they heard that in another place called Moab that there was plenty of food. So they traveled as a family to Moab. And when they got there, a couple bad things happened, a couple really good things happened. First of all, the good thing is Naomi's sons got married. One got married to Orpah and one got married to Naomi. But then her husband died, and a little while after that, her 2 sons died that had those new wives. All the guys died, and Naomi was like, this is a tough place to live. And quite a few years had passed, and Naomi had heard that the land that they came from had food again. And so she told her daughter-in-laws, Orpah and Ruth, she told them, listen, I'm gonna go back to my homeland, but you guys feel free to go back to your families. And Orpah was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back with my family. And you know what Ruth did? Ruth said, nah, I'm gonna stay with you, Naomi. You're my mother-in-law, and I'm gonna stay with you. How cool is that of Ruth? So these 2 women, they got all their things together, and they traveled back to Naomi's hometown of Bethlehem. So while they were there, they were like, okay, we gotta find food somewhere, right? And Naomi had a distant relative, maybe a cousin or something, named Boaz. And he had all these fields of grain. So Ruth said, okay, I'm gonna go get some grain out of his field. And that wasn't weird back then. That wasn't like stealing, because the law was that if you were in need of food, these people that owned like a lot of land, you could go get some. They saved part of their land for you to get some food out of. So that was pretty cool. So Ruth is out there picking the grain, and Boaz sees her. And Boaz asks his guys in the field, his workmen, who is that one? And they tell the story of Ruth and how kind she was with Naomi, and how they traveled here from this land where lots of bad things happened. They didn't want to be there anymore. And how Ruth is helping to take care of Naomi. And Boaz was like, man, that is so cool how kind she is to her family. So he invited her into his house. He gave her bread and roasted grain and all kinds of food, right? He fed her. And then she also had enough food and grain to take back to Naomi and feed Naomi. Well, man, Boaz was so impressed with Ruth, and he ended up falling in love with her. And later they got married. And here's what's super cool about that. Many, many generations later, long way down the line, Ruth and Boaz, they had kids, and then their kids had kids, and their kids had kids. And way down the line, Jesus was born in that same family. Isn't it crazy how God uses our kindness for great plans and great things can happen? Boaz, Ruth, and Naomi, they were all so kind to their family. And you can make the same choice. You can be kind to your family. Let's make the choice to choose kindness always, whether it's our friends or family, or even maybe strangers that we don't know. Let's choose kindness. Let's pray to God about that right now. You want to join me? Dear God, we just thank you for loving us so much and for being kind to us, God, and really showing us a way of how we can be kind to others. Help us to always choose kindness. Help us to remember to treat others the way we want to be treated, God. Help us to choose to be kind to others, even if that means not saying all the things in our brain, or maybe if that means not saying all the things that might sound cool to other people, but to be kind. Choose kind words, be kind. We love you, God, and thank you for loving us so much. In your son's name, amen.
Hey friends, since it is Valentine's Day coming up, we want to show you a way that you can show the people in your life how much you love them. And so I'm gonna show you guys how to make a paper heart note. Okay, you're gonna need a couple different things. First off, you're gonna need a trusty, dusty Sharpie. All right, this Sharpie is perfect. It's the color black. Next, you're gonna need a pair of scissors. Make sure if you are really young to talk to your parents about using scissors and where they put them, and use parental supervision when you use these, because we don't want you to get hurt. So make sure you get scissors that cut really good. And then finally, the most important thing, you're gonna need a lovely, perfect piece of paper. You can do whatever color you want. I picked red because I feel like that's a good color for Valentine's Day. And you might say, Casey, this piece of paper is not perfect. It's wrinkled here and there and there. But guess what? It's perfect because it called out to me. I said, paper, come to me. And I listened. And it spoke back. And so this was the perfect piece of paper here, all right? So I'm gonna walk you through exactly step by step how to do this. Let's do it. Okay, first off, you're gonna want to write a note in the center. I picked a Sharpie. It might bleed through. You could pick a different pen, but I'm gonna write a simple note that says, I love you. And make a little heart and highlight some pieces. So perfect. You're gonna get your message done just like that. All right. The next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna have to cut our piece of paper. It's too big. So first things first, we're gonna have to take this corner, one corner, and we're gonna fold it all the way to the edge. All the way to the edge. Make sure it's straight all the way along before you crease it. I like to do that by putting it towards me. Kind of lining up the two sides as perfectly as you can get it. Okay. Then you crease it. Fold that piece of paper. Okay. So if it's not perfect, it's okay, but do your best. Mine's not perfect at all. So next, you're gonna wanna cut along this line, cut this strip of paper out with your trusty, handy scissors. Cut it as straight as possible. Boom, just like that. You take this, throw this in the trash. All right, so now we got our note like this, right? It says, I love you. Then you're gonna take one edge and fold it to the edge of the other line. Line up the two edges. And like I said, I like to do it towards me, facing me. Okay. And you make a crease. All right, open that back up. Turn it so that crease that you made is vertical. And then take the other edge. So you're almost making 4 squares side of the paper. You're gonna fold to the other edge there. All right, as best as possible, then crease it. Then you should just have this T in the middle, and you'll have that diagonal line that we made earlier, but mainly focus on that T there. Then what you're gonna wanna do is take the bottom edge of your paper and fold it to the middle. All right, just fold it to that middle line of those folds you just made. Make sure the sides are nice and straight, and crease it. All right, so we're gonna take the edge that we just folded, we're gonna flip it over so you don't see that fold anymore. Then we're gonna take this thick end, this thick corner of the other side we folded, and we're gonna fold it to the middle, just like that. Do the same to the other side of the piece of paper. Fold it to the middle. Crease it. There you go, and it kind of looks like a little house right now, like that. All right, so now that we got this, we're gonna flip it over so you can't see in the fold side. And we kind of have this little pocket at the bottom of our heart, as you can see where our note is. All right, and then what you're gonna do is take the edge of the paper and fold it to the middle, like so. And then do the same to the other side. Boom, just like that. All right. Now you kind of got like a little pocket going here. Then what you're gonna wanna do is take these flaps and fold them over. Flaps, fold them over to the middle so they're nice and straight, just like that. All right. And then, now that we've got this cool diamond shape. All right, we're gonna take the top part that's really flappy, and we're gonna fold it into the pocket. Kind of tuck it in there. Just go gentle, so you don't rip your paper. You're gonna tuck that in there, and as that's being tucked, you're gonna want to fan these little, almost looks like a fox head, right? You're gonna fan these little edges out, and you're gonna want to fold. All right, so it kind of looks like that. All right. Now we got the top of the fox head. Make sure you fold it so it's nice and big. All right. Then you're gonna take this corner and fold it so it's pointed. I ripped my paper a little bit, that's okay. And you're gonna take this corner and you're gonna fold that as well, so it's pointed. All right. Now we're almost done. So all we have to do left is take these little ears from the fox head and fold them down to just right here, where that line is, like a little tiny triangle, upside down triangle you're making. Boom, just like that. So it looks like this, like on the back side, and here's the front side. Rip mine a little bit, so it's like this. And then once it's done like this, you just write whoever you want on there. You go to, I'm gonna say to my wife from Casey. Just like that. And again, I like smiley faces, so ta-da. And that is how you make a paper heart.
Friends, I'm so glad you decided to join us today. I hope that you choose kindness above all else. Always choose kindness. Well, we've had a really fun day, and that's our end here on the Active Kids Show. But I really want you to join us on a Sunday morning right here at Active Church in Yucaipa at 9 a.m. or 10:45 a.m. We have a ton of fun when we gather in person. So join us, get your mom and dad, bring them to church on Sunday morning, any Sunday morning, 9 a.m., 10:45 a.m. Bye, friends. We'll see you next time.